Hi guys, welcome back to day 11. It is December 11th of Bookmas. Wow, this means we're about to start our 11th book. We're almost at the halfway point, and I can't say how much it means for you guys to support me and to watch these videos during Bookmas or after Bookmas. I'm loving sharing the books that I've read, the ones that were all right. The ones I loved. I haven't got a book that I did not like, so fingers crossed that today is not that day. But let's go ahead and draw for our handy dandy bag. Oh! We have, let's see if it focus. Bite the Woman That Feeds. This will be an interesting review. Okay, so let's talk about it. All right, let's go ahead and get started on talking about the Bite the Woman That Feeds. Okay, I just did a whole TikTok video and I could not read my own handwriting, so maybe I should do better. Okay. This book was a recent read for me. I finished this end of October, early November, somewhere in there. I found it on, pull out my handy dandy iPad because I can't remember if this was a Kindle Unlimited read or a Stuff Your Kindle thing. So if you just give me 1 second, I know you guys thinking, ma'am, Chelsea, you should know this. You're recording. Yes, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about until I pull it. So like, let's search the Bite the Woman That Feeds. See, look. Okay, so it is a Kindle Unlimited book. There's a 3-part series. The series is called Dirty Blood. So the first one is Bite the Woman That Feeds, Bite the Terror That Feeds, and Bite the Power That Feeds. So those are the 3 books. I only read the first one so far. Let me see if it tells me. Oh, it says it's one of 6. Oh, it is one of 6. The Forsaken Vampire, The Broken Prince, and The Clash of the Kingdoms. These kind of make sense. Okay, so there's 6. Did not know that. Oh yeah, that just draws out this whole thing. Okay, the book is a take on vampires. So I should start off by saying that these vampires are created by snakes. New twist. Was not expecting that. Yeah, different type of vampires bitten by different types of snakes. They speak to snakes as well, which is very Harry Potterish. Probably not, but that I'm a millennial. Like, everything either comes back to Harry Potter, Twilight, Narnia. Like, that's just what I grew up in. I'm sorry, I do not know why I'm so high strung. It's probably because I was up late last night, so excuse me. Why do I have, yeah, anyway. Yes, so that is how this world of vampires exists. There are elves, and they are not good elves so far. That's what the book told me. I don't know if it's true, but that's the story they're telling. So I'm gonna have to take that as fact until they tell me otherwise. There's humans. So basically, the main female character lives in a world where there's vampires and elves. Elves are kind of like equivalent to angels kind of thing, benevolent, godlike type things. And vampires are very much like, you stay away from them, they're dangerous, they'll kill you, they'll suck your blood, da 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 da. But basically, in this universe world book, there is a disease that is killing humans at a vast rate, at a super vast rate. So imagine what we had in 2020, but worse. And it's kind of hinted at that she's immune, and it's confirmed that she is immune. And so she is kidnapped slash traded slash gave away, just depending on who's telling the story. I think she was a threat to the kingdom as being a mistress, which she wasn't, but the queen felt like she could have been. So she just gave her away to the vampires. And the reason they told her that they wanted her was to come up with a antidote or some kind of vaccine, because when you kill off humans, vampires suck human blood. So if there's no humans, there's no vampires. So she kind of half-ass goes along with it just for that point. She can't stand vampires, yada yada yada. It kind of turns into a will they won't they, a grumpy meets, I wouldn't even say a sunshine, grumpy meets a cloudy day. Kind of the unraveling of backstory of how vampires came to be, how some vampire kingdoms keep humans within its walls, and they breed them and let them live, so they always have like a steady supply. Some trade for them, some kidnap them, you know what I mean? Some humans come willingly. So it kind of like sets up the universe for more information. There's a big fight scene. This is very much heavy in fantasy. Like this is not 21st century. There's no cars, there's no nothing. There's horses, buggies and wagons, woods, castles, villages, that type of thing. There's trolls, like there's all sorts. This is really heavy into fantasy. So if you're not really into fantasy, maybe not for you. If you are into fantasy, it's an interesting read just because of the origin of the vampires, the will they, won't they, should they, shouldn't they kind of situation. And then I'm still trying to figure out what she is, because how is one human immune for a disease that came out of nowhere and is like decimating the population? So I'm probably gonna read the series because I'm trying to figure out what is she. And it's also kind of hinted at that this disease maybe did not come naturally and was put upon humans by a species to kind of wipe out vampires indirectly because they can't do it directly. It's a lot going on in this book, which is fine because there's 6 books, so I'm sure by the end of it, it wraps up into a pretty bow. The cover is amazing, as it's been here for the last few minutes I've been talking. The trolls is that's something I didn't see coming from it. It has a nice snake in it. Brothers, it kind of tells how they became vampires. Originals, you know, all of the things that millennials grew up on. Vampire Diaries, the originals, Twilight, like all of it touches. We just don't got no witches and wizards yet. Like I said, it's 1 out of 6. I don't know what else is gonna pop up. But elves, Lord of the Rings, like they literally just threw everything in there and said, we gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. It's a good read. I think I gave it a 4 because it was fun, but it wasn't the best fantasy book that I read or this year or ever. It did have spice in it. I probably give that a 4 too because it was good, but nothing to like nothing that etched itself in my brain. You know what I mean? This is not for kids. I wouldn't even do high school students because it's fantasy heavy. So there's a lot of sword fighting and death, and it's vampires, so like blood and biting and killing and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was a good read. You know, everything can't be 5s. I think I was just vampired out, y'all. I think at that point I was vampired out because I had already finished the Filthy Rich Vampire series. I had already done the House of Night series at that point. I had already done probably something else because I went vampire heavy this year. Yeah, so I was kind of vampired out, which is why I'm taking a break from it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a great book. You should definitely read it if you like fantasy and you like vampires. I think I just wasn't in a season for the book for it to really like affect me. I was like, this was fun. This was entertaining. Will I come back for more? Yes. Am I in a hurry to come back for more? No. But there's 6 books out. So maybe if I do one a month, I'll be done by the time May comes around. Because that's kind of how I do my series, since we have a little bit of time. I do not read all the series in 1 month because I am a mood reader / TBR. And I will explain how that works at the start of the new year. But I typically read 1 book from each series a month just because I like a variety in my month, because I know if I lean heavily into romance or heavily into fantasy or romantasy or thriller or YA, I'll burn myself out. But if I can mix and match 2 of these, 2 of these, one, whatever I'm feeling, then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So very rarely do I read a whole series in a month. Yeah. I know, y'all, I'm so weird. I'm a chaotic reader. I'm a very chaotic reader, so I apologize. But read the Bite the Woman That Feeds, which is an interesting take on the story if you think of the title. Bite the Woman That Feeds. And you're like, what does that mean? But that typically means, what I got from it from reading the book is bite the woman that is able to feed. Like, she can still feed vampires because she's immune, so bite her. Excuse me, y'all. So I knew it was a vampire book by then, but yeah, it was fine. It was entertaining. It was, a good read. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Like yesterday's book, I loved yesterday's book, but it was great. I'd recommend it if you want a vampire book and you're into fantasy and that kind of thing. But I'm gonna let you go so you can have your Wednesday back. I don't know why I said night. Maybe because you're you're watching this after work. But I'll let you have your Wednesday back. I hope you have a good day. Don't forget to read a book. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 12. Bye, y'all.